Yo, what's up? Dream Laboon, no, what? Dream, main character of Sandman. It's nice to see ya. Evil Record, yo. Hey, Songok, how you doing? You're here today. I guess this is an official stream because the last one I did was a test stream because I couldn't remember how to actually start streaming. I couldn't remember how OBS works, so y'all kind of were helping me out here. This time, I'm actually here with a specific goal other than just testing myself here. Today, well, we kind of did it the last time, but it was for Marvel. Today, we're actually gonna look at some comic books. Now, my channel obviously isn't that comic books, but I like them. So, shorts and live streams are stuff where I just think whatever I want. You know, this isn't the main content of the channel. This is just for people. This is for a very specific group of people that like to listen to me. Maybe you like comic books, maybe you don't. But I know some people just find my voice soothing regardless of what I'm saying, even if I'm not lulling you to sleep with some ASMR. We're just here to look at the new comics. Specifically, Marvel and DC and Image and Dark Horse and all those comic book companies put out a solicitation every month that shows what is coming out in the coming months. Sometimes it would just be 1 month ahead, but DC and Marvel are big enough that they actually get 3 months ahead. So last time, when I did it with the Marvel one, no, that's not even it. I don't even know where it is. It was something like this. It wasn't this one. I did the awkward thing where I took the camera and was zooming it over. Very boring, very unprofessional. I know. Expect complete professionality out of me because obviously I'm a very professional person. But today, I am going to have it in my hand, more so as reference. You get these from your comic book shop. They give them for free. Your local comic book shop, hit them up. But today I actually have the website, or one of the websites for the release solicitations, because of course they put this online as well. So I need to find it. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to look at some new comic books, see what's coming out. Now DC, what's going on in DC? They are entering their all-in special round 2, the part 2. That's right, part 2. Last year, actually, end of 2024, they started their all-in special, their all-in initiative, which is basically just putting out a lot of quality stuff at the same time, like putting in more effort. That's when they started the Absolute Universe, which is like the big thing in the comics right now. Certainly one of my favorites. Absolute Martian Manhunter, Batman, Wonder Woman, definitely some of the better things that I've been reading lately. Not to say that most things I've been reading are bad, because, you know, when I read a comic book, I read it with the goal of, you know, actually liking it. You know, I only read comics that I think I'm going to like. I don't purposely read comics that I think, oh, this is going to be bad. So that's most of the stuff that I read is good. Now, not every single thing. Some things end up being really disappointed, and you know what when that happens? You drop it. You drop it from your list. Your comic book shop then get you a list of everything that you want, so they pull it for you, so you don't have to get there in time. They put it in a box for you, but you don't like it anymore. Take it off your list. So I'm a pretty optimistic comic book reviewer because I'm only going to read something if I think I'm genuinely going to like it. So, I love delaying things because I'm a big procrastinator type, and procrastinating is just, you know, one of my favorite things to do. So, hey, what's going on, guys? We got Kumatos. I'm here. Yes, you are here. You're queer, and you're here to smear. Hi. You just add the ER to the end. The ER. The emergency room? Hi, everyone. Hi, Pogi. All right. Hi, Sebastian. Hi, how you doing? I'm also sorry if I'm late. What do you mean you're late? This wasn't a scheduled, planned thing. Well, it kind of was planned, but it wasn't scheduled. I knew I was going to do it. Wasn't sure when. And something I really wanted to do after I got off work kind of got delayed. So I thought, you know what? I have time. I don't have to go to bed till 10 p.m. It is currently 5:42 where I am. So I don't have to go to bed for like 4 hours, more than 4 hours at this point. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do the solicitations. I'm going to do this twice a month. Once to twice a month, because sometimes the Marvel and DC solicitations come out at the same time. Might even do 3, because Vertigo DC started putting out their own solicitations. I wasn't sure if it was just for one, but it might be a separate thing. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So this is going to happen 1 to 3 times a month. If they all come out at the same time, it's just going to be one. the solicitations. So like the fun part, the really fun part. You kind of like see what's coming. You kind of spoil yourself just a little bit, but they're really good at writing these solicitations, the catalog of things to come. They word it in such a way that it doesn't really spoil things. And that's what I really like about it. No, you said earlier you said dream, so I'm just telling you to add ER to the end. Oh, I see. Wait, what? Anyways, it's dreamer based since my name. Dreamer. Okay. Speaking of books, I'm thinking of picking up manga possibly. You know, it's funny you should say that. Because one of my fans, one of y'all, sent me this a year ago. Now, it's not that it actually took me reading every day an entire year to read this. Of course, I've seen the anime. I love the anime. The anime is amazing. Probably one of the best pieces of fiction up right there. Death Note. Probably above Death Note for me. But, so I started reading this when I wasn't really into manga and comics, so I wasn't really used to the formatting of them. But then I got into it and I was like, wait, I should read this now because I actually like the manga comic book format. Because comics and manga, they're the same thing. Like, manga is Japanese comic books. Comic books are American comics. So I'm just going to call them all comics. Sorry if that messes with some people, but behold, it's a Japanese comic. It's just easier to say. But yeah, manga is actually, you know, I don't read a whole lot of manga. I've read Death Note. And that's really it. Now I've read this. This is volume 1, which is the giant version. It has like the first 22 of 139 Attack on Titan chapters. Very good. I really like the art because I'm not really doing it for the story because the story is pretty much 1-for-1 with the actual, with the anime. But the art is kind of something else. You really get something else here. I really like how Isayama, who's the creator, when he's doing the white of eyes, he actually just uses the paper he's drawing on. He just doesn't draw on it whatsoever to get that perfect white. Doesn't shade it at all. And it creates this really vivid eye thing going on. Speaking of books, I'm thinking of book manga, nodding along with it. Yeah, not understanding. That's okay because this is not a comic book channel. I did not attract people who are into comic books. I'm doing this because I genuinely like talking about it, and this gives me a platform to talk about it. If I could talk to 2-3 people about comic books, that's more than I normally get in a day. Like, I'm genuinely just doing this because it's fun. It's genuinely fun for me. I love talking about this stuff. Also, funny thing, I got back into drawing for my own concept of Code Vein 2. What's Code Vein 2? I've actually been drawing myself lately. I've been posting about it in my community post channel. My community post thing. Been working on it for like 40 days. Just getting better at drawing. Recently, I was learning to draw hands, and people said it was pretty good. I think it was actually pretty good. I was genuinely impressed with myself, to my own horn. Alright. Without further ado, though, you know, if I don't keep knocking my comic books over, I have a display here, a good volume display here. I organized it lately, so it looks really good. So, I've pulled up the digital version of the solicitations, but I also have it in here. I'm going to use this as like the, you know what, video capture. All right. So it's in the same order. It is in the same order that it is in here. I'm going to be reading it from here, but this is like a better way so I don't have to put it to the camera like a little silly guy. Because I'm not silly, I promise. I'm not a silly thing. How much did I accidentally scroll? Oh my god. Okay. Here we go. Ignore the ads. The ads are annoying. But it's like, I can't find like an official thing for it. So, News Antenna. They're definitely capitalizing on this girl's recent fame for popularity because an absolute Wonder Woman. She finally made her full first appearance in the last issue, not the annual. I think it was number 16. So it seems to me, oh my god, why am I, look. Oh, it's so sensitive because it's such a long page. There we go. Oh yay, look at that. You can see the variants too. So that's the main cover. So, I'm not really interested in this character, but I do like when they try to give, she's not obscure. I think every DC person is pretty much rude of her, but she's never been like the headliner, you know? So they're giving her another run. not sure if she's had actual run. I'm sure she has. You know what? I'm sure she has had runs before. Now, let me check something here. How loud was that music? Oh shit, the music's not even playing. Or maybe it is? Guys, is the music playing? Okay, let's gonna make it real loud for a second, just to see. There we go. Yeah, okay. So yeah, Zatanna. What is it actually about, though? Zatanna Zatara embarks on her greatest tour yet as the newest and first Prime Magnus in millennia. That kind of sounds like a Sorcerer Supreme equivalent. I'm not entirely sure. No. Oh, we're getting anime here. We're getting real anime right now. Oh, that's okay. There we go. Blah 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 blah. Millennia and how she would come with it's a grand task. So, like how apparently she's the Sorcerer Supreme now or something. Don't really care. But look at these variants though. Look, we only love variants. Some variants are actually really cool. I like when they stick to a theme like this. It's supposed to be like a real life looking advertisement for Magician. Here we are. Okay, I don't really like that art style. Alright, we have... It looks like Firestorm. Now, I'm more confident in saying that he hasn't... I'm just going to sound so bad right now if I'm wrong, that he hasn't had his own run. Because I mostly know Firestorm from the Flash TV show. I only watched the first 3 seasons of the show, but I'm pretty sure he came in season 2. And I like the character. Is it going to be something I pick up? I mean, probably not. It's, I don't know, man. No, I know I can make chat. How can I make chat appear? Chat! Chat, are you there? Pop-up chat, maybe? Pop-up chat? Come on. Pop-up chat! Yeah, chat! Chat. Okay, so we're gonna go here. Then, no, we're gonna go here. Then chat. You're still here. Yes, you are. You are here. Now get tiny. Get tiny for me, would you? And we're gonna stretch you out. So you need to be able to see. Ugh. All right. Oh my god, no. No, I can't do both. You know what? I got this. Chat, I got this. I got this so much right now. It's not even funny how much I got this. Because if I go down here, stretch it out, and then... No! Okay, cool. And then I go here. All right, yes, I got it. There. There can only be one. I don't know. Can there only be one? Because this is the greatest show. Okay. Firestorm. I'm not really a big fan of that character. And neither... I'm not really a fan of really anything outside of... I like Batman. I mean, Batman's great, but I don't really care about the Bat family getting their own singles. I've considered reading Nightwing, but that's maybe about the biggest consideration I've made for him. Because it's not something really super interesting. You know what? But this. We're getting a Batman Wonder Woman crossover. I think it's just a one-shot. And it's supposed to follow up after Batman Hush, which is... semi-big kind of thing going on right now. It's been really delayed. It was supposed to be monthly, but it's taking so long to finish Batman Hush 2 that they actually started a new Batman comic. It takes place after at the same time, and we're still waiting for Hush to end. But I guess it's actually going to come to an end now, because this takes place after it. I might check it out, because I'm kind of wondering if they're... So in the most recent Batman Matt Fraction run that started, he's back in blue. Batman's back in blue. He's out of the black era. He's back in the blue era. And then Hush, he's still in black. And I'm wondering if there's going to be a specific explanation for why. Because They kind of just skipped over it. They're not really giving details. Let's see what's next here. Matt. Ugh. Guys. Any Cartoon Network people here who, like, little Cartoon Network kids, anyone raised on that stuff? And occasionally they'd have those Mad shorts. And when I was in daycare, it was the most disgusting thing. Chat is just working. It was the most disgusting thing for me. I don't like the art style. I don't like the humor. I think Mad's always been published by DC, but this one's going to be a Mad specifically tied to DC. Not reading. Swamp Thing definitely has had his own run things. I can't remember. The only thing about Swamp Thing is that there's Man Thing. I think Man Thing is the copy. Marvel has Man Thing. DC has Swamp Thing. So I don't know. Swamp Thing's getting his own little thingamabob. Over 3 decades since the controversy and cancellation. Oh, apparently it's been 30 years since his last run. Run Swamp Thing. It seems like it's gonna be a finale type thing for the original run. I only know that Swamp Things like connect to the idea of green. I know Poison Ivy is too, or at least in the Absolute Universe, man. I don't read a whole lot of mainline DC. I mean, I'm reading DCKO right now because it ties into the Absolute Universe. And I'm reading Batman and Detective Comics and I think Batman and Detective Comics is the only like ongoing series that I'm reading. Hello! E! I think that's the only ongoing main universe ongoing series I'm reading. It's just Batman, man. I don't know. I just like Batman. I'm kind of thinking of getting into Flash, though, because Ryan North is about to take over Flash in a bit. And that's exciting because Ryan North has been writing Fantastic Four since 2022. And I like Ryan North because he incorporates goofiness with sci-fi. But like in actual science stuff. And like it tries to incorporate that into his Fantastic Four. And I read the solicitation for a Flash, and it said Ryan North's taking over. It doesn't seem like they're setting back. It's not a full relaunch because they're not going back to #1, which is good. That's how I think it should be. I don't think you should go back to #1 every single time you get a new author. It's kind of silly. Yeah. What do we got? See, Batwoman. Again, with the Bat Family tie-ins. I know the original Batwoman hasn't been Batwoman in a long time because she appears in Detective Comics a lot as a character called Oracle, and which has the exact same name as Futaba's code name in Persona 5. They're essentially the same thing. She's the gal in the chair. She's the gal in the chair type. She's sitting and she gives Batman info and she looks stuff up and gives him. She's that girl. I don't know who even is Batwoman right now. Like, she's not Barbara Gordon. I don't even know. I only recently kind of got into, relatively recently. It's really hard to go back and read old comics unless you get the DC Marvel app thingy. But it's just so much. It's just so much, and I'm not happy with that. So I don't do it. Bleed and cool. So, last month they announced that everyone's favorite PDF dot file, Deathstroke, is getting his own run again. And, they announced it as like part of DC All-In Stage 2, Event 2. It's like, we're getting some dude dynamic stuff. And they got Batwoman a solo, Deathstroke, and Lobo. No characters I care about. It takes me a lot to like get into a character or like a really interesting premise, or if there's a writer that I really like is attached to it, I'll consider it. Because comics are expensive, y'all. The only reason I can afford them is because I don't drive. Like, my app, League of Comic Books, my account there tracks how much I've spent on comics, and it's been a lot, y'all. I got into comics about 14 months ago. It was December 2024. And I've spent $1,800 on comics. And I asked one of my friends who does have a car how much she spends in a year on her car for like gas, insurance, the payment, all of that stuff. And she spent about $2,200. So I'm like spending a good like 70, 80-ish% of what my friend spent on her car in a year. So all that to say, I can't just get any comic of any number one. I'm not the number one, gotta get every number one type. Because I'm gonna get burned out and I'm gonna be spending money on comics that I don't care about. Like I do care about the value of comics. Because they're kind of like my health insurance. I don't have health insurance. They're like my savings health insurance because my app also tracks how much my comics are worth. And they're worth a lot more than what I bought them for right now. Which is great. But still, since I get them primarily to read them, I want to actually like it. I'm not going to get it just because, it's number one. It might be worth something later on. Or at least what it was worth when I got it. So, yeah. Don't care about good old Slade Wilson. Oh, fuck. Oh, okay. God, this thing is sensitive. So same thing of Lobo. I just said he got... I don't even need to say it. I don't care about Lobo. Lobo's a character I didn't care about. All I know is he, like, genocided his own species for fun. I just know he's one of those kind of edgelord characters. What was a Fever Surreal Dream? A 6... Like a 6 mini issue for Swamp Thing? Yeah, that definitely seems his deal. Like a mini-series. Look, we got Batman. We got the Batman! We've got... Absolute Batman. The goat. The goat. Lay goat. Look at him. Apparently, this one is the cover. So right now, what's going on? The issue that's coming out next is about Poison Ivy. But after Poison Ivy's done, I think that's gonna be a short 2-issue arc. They're doing Scarecrow, Absolute Scarecrow. And I'm like, Scarecrow's already a character that has been depicted in so many ways, so many horrific ways. So this whole thing is fear. And the Absolute Batman villains have garnered a reputation for being absolutely horrifying versions. So you can see him here. Look, there's his reflection. Bro is right here. He's looking rather normal. And I just... How do you take a character that's been displayed in so many horrifying ways and make absolutify him? How do you absolute him? Because this image right here is not giving it. So I'm thinking this can't be his true form. But Nick Dragotta, who does the art, I'm not sure. Maybe he probably designs the characters. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how that works in comics. Let's just say Scott Snyder and Dragotta have not really disappointed when it's come to absolute versions of Batman villains. Not at all. So I'm looking forward to this. Because introducing Scarecrow, which I really thought we would get into Deathstroke, Absolute Deathstroke, because he made an appearance in the Arc M special that came out earlier this year in January. And it was like, Absolute Joker was like, come, my Deathstroke, go kill this mofo. I don't want to see this guy no more. Come here, my Deathstroke. And he looked like a monk or something. Very interesting. So I thought he was going to be next after the current villain, which is Poison Ivy, Absolute Poison Ivy. Now, continuing on the Absolute trend. Shazam! Shazam! Absolute Shazam's coming. Not a comic run. Absolute Shazam, the character, is seemingly being introduced in Absolute Superman number 18. I think Absolute Superman started off really strong, and then it got a little weak. And then it ended really strong with the most recent arc. And I think it's just been going great since. Because the arc that ended most recently. I'm loving it. The last issue, Absolute Hawkman appeared after he appeared in Absolute Evil last year. And it was just the funniest but most well-written confrontation between heroes with different ideologies. It was so good. I'm so happy with what they're doing with Absolute Superman. And they seem to be using him to introduce Absolute characters that aren't in Superman mythos. Like, he hasn't really battled a whole lot of traditional Superman villain characters. The only one, I want to say the only one that he has fought that's actually what you associate as a Superman character is Absolute Brainiac. That's about it. Absolute Brainiac, because the villains he's fought are like a Peacemaker army. So Peacemaker, but Peacemakers. He's fought Brainiac, and he's fought Ra's al Ghul. He's fought Talia al Ghul. Yeah, that's about it. He's fought the Omega Men, but only temporarily, not because they actually were Actually, no, he has fought the Omega Men, but that's not. I don't think that's a Superman villain, or maybe it is. I don't know, but that's really a group. He hasn't really faced anything but Brainiac, and it seems they're continuing that trend. And now he's going to face some either corrupted or genuinely evil version of Absolute Shazam. We don't really know what this guy's deal is. Look, we can't even see his face. All we can see is his arm. We don't know if he's going to be Billy Batson, or he's going to be somebody else, or he's going to be a kid. Maybe he's not. I think you could do a really interesting thing with Shazam as a character. I think you could do a really interesting Absolute version of him. And we'll find out in April. I'm really looking forward to this one. Why didn't Boiwifey change when he said that, oh, you know, I had to turn off my powers recently because I got in trouble at work, and now they're tracking me. So I just think it's not appropriate for a child to work at Starbucks, you know, so. And I kind of agree, but so that's why they took away my powers for a bit. But they'll be back. They'll be back. What we got? We got more Absolute. Martian Manhunter! This is the GOAT. I was glazing Batman. Denise Camp. Everyone's favorite comic book writer, 2025. He only released one bad issue last year. It wasn't even that bad. He just released peak after peak after peak after peak. He did Absolute Martian Manhunter. He did assorted crisis events. For some reason, I thought he did Absolute Evil, but that was Ewing. Well, Martian Manhunt and Ultimates, and he was continued to do Ultimates. Every one of those issues. The only bad issue in that entire year of everything he released in 2025 was Ultimate Endgame #1. Massive disappointment. And I really don't know who to blame. People say it's editorial, but I kind of don't really support the narrative that every time a comic's bad from a good writer, that's because editorial did something. I think sometimes writers can just fall off sometimes. Not fall off, because fall off implies that they're getting worse overall, but like sometimes they miss. Sometimes they miss. And then that was the end of 2025. Then then Ultimate Endgame #2 came out, and it was also pretty shite. So I don't know. He's not really hitting with that, but everything else he did. Absolute Martian Manhunter, by far the best one. Great series. Like, this is the one of all the Absolutes. If you have never read comics, this is the comic to read. They keep reprinting it. Go to your local comic book shop. Hopefully there's one near. But get Absolute Martian Manhunter #1. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. It uses the medium in a way that can only be done in comics. I don't think you can adapt Absolute Martian Manhunter. It does. So I'm not even talking about the issue that's right in front of us. Yeah, John Jones. Actually, his name's spelled J-O-N. Jones. Nerd. But yeah, I kind of don't even want to read the description for these things. They're spoilers, kind of. But no, they don't really say a whole lot. All it says is, as relationships and reality crumble around him, John comes face to face with the agency's mysterious boss. That doesn't really tell us anything. This is 3 issues out. The last issue, we got another Martian. So the whole thing has been about Green Martian versus White Martian. And it was supposed to be a limited series, but issue 1 did so well, they extended it to 12, and there was 3 months between. And the second issue of the second arc of Absolute Martian Manhunter introduced an absolute version of this obscure, semi-obscure Justice League villain called Despero, and it's Despair -0. He's another Martian. He seems to be some bluish, purplish, and he's gangly looking, but it was such good art. It was just precious art. You know, I can show you. I can actually show you. Look, Absolute Despero. I'm loving the art for him so much right now. Just take a moment. Oh, it's small. Oh, I'm being forced to go to a wiki. Okay, it's right here. No, it's not the biggest image. Because this computer's weird. Just let me do big images, and at least in a way. So this is Despero from the main universe. Little red guy, kind of Hulk looking. This is Despair -0. That was the last panel of the last issue, and I just stared at it for like half an hour. I don't know what it is. I really like bold outlines. It's kind of my thing. They've turned him into a Martian. And a Martian in the absolute universe doesn't literally mean he's from Mars. It's just what they call aliens that don't have physical forms. All aliens that don't have physical forms are called Martians in the absolute universe. Just to convey that alienness to them. And I'm kind of curious what else we'll get. I didn't know we were going to get other Martians other than the main one and the antagonist. And that makes me think I need the series to become an ongoing. Please make it an DC. Please make it an ongoing. Don't keep it limited. Don't keep making us hope that we'll get another arc. Just make it. You don't even gotta make it monthly, man. I'll take one every 2 months if that's what it takes to make it an ongoing. Please. It's peak. It's the best thing. But anyway, moving on to Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. Okay, this issue. Diana is unraveling, surrounded by enemies, but it's only when things are darkest that one could call upon the lasso's Troika. For Troika, easy change. So, Absolute Wonder Woman, she doesn't have a lasso troop. She has 3 lassos. She has a red one, a green one, and a blue one. I cannot remember if it's the blue one or the green one that can transmogrify you. I'm pretty sure it's the green one, and maybe the blue one changes you metaphysically. She hasn't used it a whole lot. She has her main one, which is red, and it's like the penance stare from Ghost Rider. It makes you feel all the pain that you've caused other people. But I've been wanting her to explore. This one's very ambiguous. Nothing really specific's going on here. So I like, they're really good about not spoiling things. I'm not really fucking with any of these covers. I gotta be honest. None of these are really great. So, Absolute Wonder Woman posters have been really good. Actually, they've been really good covers. So I'm kind of disappointed in these ones. Not that the art isn't amazing, because it is. I wish I could draw like this, and I'm jealous that I can't do it, but maybe I will. But it's not to the same. Doesn't have that same oomph that the other Absolute Wonder Woman covers have had. What do we got? Absolute Green Lantern. Okay, Absolute Green Lantern is not my least favorite. Absolute. You'll see that in a second. Forthcoming. But it has some really good issues. I love the main character. I think she's actually my favorite main character of the universe right now. Of the Absolute Universe. Absolute Joe Martin. Absolute Green Lantern. It's Toxic Yuri! Say it with me. Toxic Yuri. Toxic Yuri. Put it right in. Inject it. Take the Toxic Yuri. Extract it. And then inject it into my eyeballs. Because that's really what it is. That's honestly what I'm reading it for. And also doing some really interesting stuff with the absolute emotional spectrum. So green, we know that means willpower, right? And red is anger, and yellow is fear, black is death. But in this universe, green it's about action. I'm calling it the action spectrum because it's about different types of action. It's really philosophical and kind of hard to understand. But I think I'm letting him cook. I'm letting E-Wing, who's writing it, I'm letting him cook. Because I think he's cooking something. I think he's really cooking something here. Because, the Green Lantern, the green power, the OA, is not willpower, it's correct action, doing the right thing. But then they also, each thing has an inverse of it. It's really interesting, because this cover, they really focused it on, is Tomar Ray. His name is Ray, but a Tomar is like the inverse. So in this universe, the Red Lanterns, which there's only been one so far, a single Red Lantern, they are hesitants. Like, they give it like a stop. If you're in America, I'm not sure every country has the same system. But when you're driving in your car and you got the stoplights, you got the stoplight with red is stop and yellow is hold on a second, green is go. It's like that. And then chaos. Say the power goes out, then they're all black. That's like the 4. That's like the main 4 right now. They're going to introduce more colors soon, I think. But that's what it's about. And I just want the Toxic Yuri, man. Hal Jordan, John Stewart, the red hair one. There is no red hair one. What are you talking about? Talking about Tomar Ray. He's a Red Lantern. He doesn't have your red hair. But the main character is Joe. It's Joe. It's Sojourner. It's Joe. It's Mullen. Sojourner Mullen. Joe Mullen. The GOAT. Now, she's not really the GOAT, but she's a really interesting character. I've read her main universe counterpart. She debuted in Far Sector. It wasn't actually called Green Lantern, but it was a Green Lantern story called Far Sector. It's really interesting. She went to this planet. She had to, do a Green Lantern protecting stuff that had no emotions. Their society voted that they can't have any emotions. And so then it's because no one can feel any emotions. There hasn't been a murder in 500 years. Until now. Somebody kills somebody, and she's kind of playing detective here, trying to figure out why. And it leads to this political thing going on about how there's these different species that not having emotions means different things. So like one of the species is completely digital. One of them are like monsters that eat people. It's really interesting. So I like Joe, man. The story hasn't really been the best, but I like what they're doing with the light spectrum, and I like Joe. I like her. So here, I'm the biggest absolute Flash hater. I'm the absolute Flash hater. Sure, everything's so warm, right? I'm the absolute Flash hater. I cannot stand this guy. This little bumpkin. Look at him. This Wally West, this version of Wally West, I don't like him. I don't like the story. The art is pretty good sometimes. I don't like the story. I don't like the character. I like the rogues. His villains gallery, what they're doing to him is really interesting. They're like good, kind of his teammates in this. Most of them are his teammates. It's actually a huge spoiler, but yeah, they're actually his teammates. And the next issue is going to make it or break it for me. Because it seems the next issue is actually really finishing the first major arc that has like sub-arcs. But the next issue is going to have to explain everything and make it all satisfying, or else I think I might drop it, honestly. But let's see what Flash is doing in his 14th issue. Wally and Linda, who's at this point barely been introduced as a character, might add, find themselves trapped within a twisted dimension made of mirrors. So Mirror Master. That's actually been an interesting part of Absolute Flash to get cues about Mirror Master. I like Mirror Master, so maybe this one will be good. Confronted with their past and haunted by a mysterious assailant, the Flash will need to run faster than he ever has to escape his haunting smell. So I want to drop Absolute Flash, but I'm reading literally every single Absolute comic, and it feels weird just to drop one. He seems to be really paramount to the lore of the Absolute universe. He might be a living Omega Beam, which is Darkseid's pointy, angly, his eye. He might be one of those, but they haven't confirmed it. And the fact they haven't confirmed it this far in is kind of making me concerned that he's not, because that might be the one thing that saves the comic for me, is that fan theory. Not this Wally West, baby. He ain't the GOAT. This 15-year-old uniform ass wearing Wally West, I'm the big hater. So yeah, I said the thing earlier about how I really don't like to read comics this is like the one comic that I read thinking I'm not going to like it. Every time I try, I'm like, going to go into a fresh mind. Maybe this won't be it. And I don't like it. So I just kind of expect that I'm not going to like it. I'm just reading it because it's the only Absolute title I wouldn't be reading if I got rid of it. It's the only one I think is bad. Like, straight up. I think Absolute Flash is bad. I am the Flash hater. But now, where we at? Normal ass Batman. Matt Fraction Batman actually is something I have been reading. And it seems this issue is going to involve it's actually going to... Look, it has Poison Ivy as well. This is actually my first mainline Batman comic to read. I started with number 1. I didn't actually read Hush 2 that I was talking about. I didn't read the previous run, and there's a lot of things from it that I'm not understanding that it changed about the Batman mythos. Like, Vandal Savage is the police commissioner now, and I think he has been for some time. And it seems that each issue is trying to be, like, its own thing, but it's not really. It started out really good, but the last issue was kind of... I think it's just too many plot lines going along in every issue. Detective Comics is way better. Batman in Detective Comics is way better. But what's going on with this Batman? A hero, a villain, a reporter, 3 old men, 1 night in Gotham. Each have encounters that will reverberate across the city forever. Series writer Matt Fraction is joined by sensational guest artist Ryan Sook for an unforgettable new chapter of the Cape Crusaders' ongoing story. Yeah, I like it though. It's entertaining. It's not like the best thing ever, but Yeah. Okay, no, Detective Comics, though. I like Detective Comics. This is the mainline Batman comic to read. I think it's just better written than normal Batman. I don't know what to tell you, because right now there's an arc about this new villain called the Lion. He's connected to the Scarecrow, like you know, Wizard of Oz stuff. You know, like there's Scarecrow, but now there's the Lion, and he's actually really interesting. I think the next issue is going to wrap up that storyline. But I've really been liking it. That's like, I actually started in the middle of a storyline last time. When I got into Detective Comics, it was in the middle of a storyline. But I don't really care. It was interesting. This is the stuff. But this one, it's going to be a crossover one. Batman, Green Arrow, and Black Canary continue their investigation into a secretive family at the center of a strange conspiracy. But the deeper they dig, the larger the conspiracy becomes, and they soon realize its implications may be tied to their own shared history. Yep. I'm waiting. I'm eagerly waiting. So Nightwing, what I appreciate about Nightwing here is that, you see that number? 137. I like long ongoings. I like that number to not be reset to 1 every time there's a new writer. Now, I don't know. Maybe Nightwing has just been being by the same guy for 137 issues, which is 137 months, which is about... Jesus, how many years is that? What's 137 divided by 12? It's a long time. I think it's ever since DC Rebirth started, this has been going. And I don't know if it's the same writer, but I don't care. I like it. I like that he does that. Again, I'm probably not going to read him. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to jump it at 137, which is the whole reason why they go back to number 1 in the first place. Thus, I'm kind of a hypocrite. But I've done it. I mean, I jumped in on Detective Comics on issue 1099. $1,099. So I can do it. I don't know. It just takes an interesting arc and an interesting cover. I'll wait till a new arc starts or something and that advertises it as such. I'll try Nightwing. You know, he's Nightwing. Like, he's the Dick, you know? He's Dick Grayson, man. He's Dick Grayson. I mean, he's hot. You know? Look at this. Look at this Gunnar art. I want you to look at this and tell me this was drawn. Look at, like, this is Gunnar art. I don't know what to tell you. And no, it doesn't just mean breasts are out there for us Gunnar art. It's a certain style evoking certain emotions. Like this, I don't think it's Gunnar art. This is actually a little more exposing than this one because her frame is more shown here. This, Gunnar art. This, not Gunnar art. Gunnar art? Not Gunnar art. Gunnar art? I know, 137. Good for him, though. Good for Nightwing. He's a good boy. Okay. Batgirl. Wait. So there's a Batwoman and a Batgirl currently going. That's crazy. I don't even need to... See, I don't care that... There's a lot of Batman-related comics that come out every month. I saw like 12 different issues of different Batman-related stuff comes out every month. Who has the time? Superman... He's not as big of a seller as Batman. He's still Superman, so he gets... Look. Superboy Prime. Wait. Is this Action Comics? No. This is... I'm not sure what's going on in Superman comics, because... This doesn't seem to be about Clark Kent, despite being called Superman. None of that, though. So there's 2 ongoing, just regular Superman comics. They're just different styles, but it's like... Superman Unlimited is the equivalent of Detective Comics, I think. But no, because there's Action Comics. But no, Action Comics recently became a prequel. It went to the past, and it's about Superboy now. So right now, I would say, from my understanding, that Superman Unlimited is like the equivalent of Detective Comics' side stories. It's not the main thing, but it's the side stories that take place at the same time. It's weird. But, you know, I think they're doing a Superboy thing right now because all these are the reign of the Superboys. There was reign of the Superman when after Superman died, he came back, but before Superman, no one knew which one was the real one. I think actually all of them are fake because, of course. But I think that's what it's playing on. You know, comics like to do that when there's like a big event that becomes really popular, like Age of Apocalypse. And then years later, we do Age of Revelation. Apocalypse, the word apocalypse means to reveal, or it means revelation. Big revelation. They're like humping on the back, getting on the camel's back. They're on the second hump, following the same river. So yeah, reign of the Superboys. That's what's going on in Superman right now. And then there's Supergirl. Don't really care. So this is what I was talking about, Action Comics. It recently became like a prequel where it's gone back to Superman's Superboy days when he was in Smallville. But, you know, it's still important because, look, 1097. This issue, doing some time travel shenanigans. You got one of the Shazams, you got Booster Gold, and got Martian Manhunter. Very cool, Martian Manhunter. From the current timeline, the current present timeline. So I think that's how we're tying it in. This is like part of the reign of the Superboys thing. The heroes of tomorrow have arrived in the past and they need Superboy's help. But what can a young Clark Kent do that they can't? Find out in Smallville's term. Reign of Superboy continues. See what I mean? Wait, what movie? What movie? Movies aren't real. What are you talking about? Do you know the only form of entertainment, of fictional entertainment, is comics? Did nobody tell you that? I'm sorry, nobody told you that. Justice League Unlimited is just the main Justice League comic right now, with my understanding. I hear it's been pretty good. I mean, you might say it's terrific. I don't know. I might get into it if I can find a way to catch up in a reasonable way. Ah, no! Ah! My mic fell out. My headphones fell out. I don't know if I read this. Justice League, Green Arrow, what? Green. Now, Wonder Woman has me curious because Absolute Wonder Woman has been selling really well. And the thing is, Absolute Wonder Woman is the only absolute title right now. They didn't really change her at all. She's pretty much, like, they changed her backstory, but her personality is, like, identical. And all it took was relaunching her to get people to actually read Wonder Woman comics. So she's actually really interesting. But regular Wonder Woman comics are actually, Absolute Wonder Woman's outselling Wonder Woman by a lot. But I kind of want to read it because everyone's loving Absolute Wonder Woman, the character. In addition to Absolute Wonder Woman comic, Absolute Woman, the character, Diana. But she's the same. Just without all the storied history. So I don't know, maybe it's that she's not bogged down in 80 years of continuity, I don't know. Blame Tom King, you know. Hey Demetrius, how you doing? How you doing today? We're just looking at some solicitations for April 2026 for DC. Okay. Harley Quinn. I like she's at a 61. That's a good number. But I don't really care about her. Poison Ivy. Same thing. No, I think we might be getting to the end here. Oh. No. That's right. It's Batman, Superman, World's Finest. Which is like a team-up book. I kind of like the idea. I haven't read any team-up books. Like, the whole thing is that they're... Oh, look, it's Weird Al, huh? Like, their whole thing is that they're always together. It's like another Batman comic. I really think of it as a Batman comic. I don't know. Yeah, hitting number 50. Let's go. I like when things... See, I want to read Green Lantern, but only because I want to read Joe Mullen, but she doesn't really seem to be the forefront right now. I want another Joe, you know? I want another Joe. What I really want... I just want some Joe, man. I want some Joe. I want some more Joe, some Joe-centric. I mean, we got Absolute Joe. I want some regular cup of Joe. But no Joe. At least I want her to be the focus. I think she's actually in Green Lantern Corps. Let's see. Possessed by an emotional entity of fear, Parallax. John Stewart. Oh, that's like when Hal Jordan got possessed by that and then became a bad guy. Forced to face all his fears in order to gain control of his body, and the next house you over Geiger. See, Joe's not even in the description. Is she in a cover? Maybe. No, she's not even in the cover. Where's Joe? You good, Demetrius? What about me? I'm pretty good. I just got back. Yesterday was my last day of vacation. My first paid vacation since I've been working at Starbucks. It was pretty cool having actual paid. I've never had paid vacation in my life. Though I'm not that old. So maybe it was time. Right, regular Flash. This is the Ryan North Flash. That's right, they're not resetting the numbers. He's taking over the book, continuing the numbers. Let's see. Okay, so maybe Flash's world has gone crazy, and maybe he's having to run around the city several times a minute just to save multiple people from themselves, but at least things can't get worse, right? I don't know why people still use that rhetorical construction. Every time you say at least things can't get worse, you're just setting things up to get way worse. Wally, in this issue, escalating stakes, flashes of insight, and a strange, unexpected team-up that brings Flash and Captain Cold together with the fate of Central City hanging in the balance. I'm going to read this. I'm 100% reading it just because it's Ryan Norvin. I'll give it 3 issues. If it's not good, and I'll drop it. But I'm reading this. Back to get worse. She's wild. Come on. That's an interesting way to do it. Is this another poison? No, it's Emperor Aquaman. So does Aquaman have 2 comics right now? Because I know I've read an Aquaman. I read an Aquaman. There's an Aquaman out there. I think it's the current one. So maybe there's 2 Aquaman. I don't know. I just read an Aquaman. JSA! It's by Jeff Lemire, same guy writing Absolute Flash, but I hear this is actually a lot better. It's like, so comics kind of have the same continuity, but they also kind of don't. And occasionally they'll go back to really old characters and really old stories and retell them in a way that's congruent with current continuity, and that's what this is. Justice Society of America, the original Justice Society of America. I've kind of thought about checking it out, but Jeff Lemire is a slow writer. He really slow. Like, he writes... Oh, God. He writes really slow. And I've heard that this is also slow. Look, Sandman's the original Sandman. I might read it just because it has Sandman. I mean, it's not Dream of the Endless Sandman, but a Sandman's Sandman. Sandman's the thing that got me into comics. New Titans... Yeah. My understanding is that Teen Titan comics aren't really popular until the show came out. And they've never really been that popular. It's just kind of banking on the nostalgia of them. Like an adaptation. Well, adaptations of comics typically do become more popular than the original. I don't know. I feel like Teen Titans is a bit of a special case where they're only popular because of the show. I don't know. They didn't really seem that popular before that show came out. I say that like I was alive. No, I was alive. I was just barely alive before that show came out. Next House by the Sea. Not DC Universe, but it is DC. Like, they're publishing it. That's actually part of the Vertigo line these days. Because they relaunched DC Vertigo. Which is like, it's like... So DC Vertigo was a thing where they did like more dark comics that weren't necessarily in the DC Universe. And then... Later on, they just turned it to DC Black Label to make it more clear. It was DC. But now they're going back. And Ice House by the Sea was under the DC moniker, but now, along with a bunch of new Vertigo stuff, like the much talked about Bleeding Hearts, by everyone's favorite Denise Camp. I didn't really like it, but I'm a hater. So yeah, this is DC Vertigo. I've got into the Vertigo stuff. Yeah, Into Life. This is stuff just like not that they're publishing. It's not in the DC universe. I guess they've just... Bleeding Hearts, there it is. This is Bleeding Hearts. I'm going to give this 3 issues because it definitely had some potential. It was just so gross. It wasn't even the imagery. It really was the dialogue. The dialogue was gross. I don't even want to describe it because it made me so deeply uncomfortable that I didn't like. Maybe the story was good, I don't know, but I could see it had potential past the grossness of the dialogue. Oh, it's getting dark outside. When I started the stream, it was actually light. That's why I got to see it here. Bleeding Hearts. Poke, who's the main character, returns to the Horde after meeting Mama and Rabbit, profoundly changed and a bit confused. He's experiencing things he cannot explain. So this thing is like about a dead guy experiencing human emotions. That's really what it's about. Well, nobody else does. He's tried his best to convince Mama that he's mean, there's no harm, and they could stay hidden. But for Mama, trust is something harder, and so how much of a risk is she willing to take? And can Poke keep the latest hunting party from descending upon their hiding spot? So yeah, it's like zombies in a zombie world surviving humans trying to kill them. That's like the premise. It's not the plot, but that's the premise, which is really interesting. Obviously, it's an inversion of what you typically think. But Denise Camp, he's a really good writer. I just... read anything by him, anything but like Children of the Vault. Just don't read Children of the Vault. Just don't read Children of the Vault, guys. That's all I say. Sirens. So Sirens. That's just another team up book. Yeah. I'm really not gonna say that. I don't even know what this is. We're skipping over this. Batman Static. So, this guy, Batman Beyond here, apparently has recently been revealed to not be the guy from the show, but rather he's Tim Drake. I think he's Tim Drake, which is the third Robin, if you didn't know. Which is kind of crazy, because he was actually his own original character. But a few years ago, Static Shock, y'all remember that cartoon? It was a good cartoon back in the day. He, a few years ago, started getting comics again. This is, I think it's the same version of him, I think. I've actually read the first arc of him, and I'm trying to wait till they do this thing called DC Compact Comics. And it's like $10 versions of comics, and I really like it. I'm hoping they do the second arc. You know, guys, it's getting... Oh my god. It's gotten so dark. I'm gonna like turn on the actual light. I can't do this. Yo! Hey, the light is on. Now you can see me better. Or maybe worse. I don't know. I think I have some really bad lighting, frankly. I think I'll this. You know. Cheers. Was that a yeah, it's a motorcycle. You should watch Static Shock or read the comic. So, okay, the only thing I gotta say about this Harley Quinn thing, this Absolute Batman, he's gotten like several homage covers. Homage covers are when a comic does a variant that looks like a very famous comic. It can be anything, but that's just how big Absolute Batman was. Let's look at that Harley Quinn and the Absolute Batman. She looks ridiculous, but it's so funny. It's so funny. I don't even have that cover, though. Sadly. Alright, so that's actually really it. The only thing left here is, the only thing left is just trades, which is not new comics. It's just compilations of comics. Oop. This is so weird. You can actually see me doing this. Oop. And transition! So that was it. That was DC Comics. That was the DC Comics Soliciations April. I'm looking forward to it as I always am. Comics are really important to me. I think it's fair to say I'm a comic book now. I look forward to them. Like, new comics come out every Wednesday. It's honestly been good for my mental health having something to do every Wednesday. It's like, there's a sense of community. I go to a very famous comic book store, actually. Pretty famous amongst comic readers. But yeah. That was DC April. That was DC April. Some good stuff looking forward to. Really looking forward to that Absolute Superman. See Absolute Shazam! You know, if I knew how to stream, I could have, like, effects. I totally could have done a lightning thing there. I guess I'm learning and learning. I don't take my streaming too seriously at all. This is just side content. People like to hear me talk. This isn't the main. This isn't the juice. And yeah, another episode is coming out. Another audio is coming out. So it's going to be a bit... My goal is 1 to 2 videos a month. So at most, you'll see 30 days between videos. At least, you'll see 14 days between videos. I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere in between for this one. But it's coming. It's coming. I'm working on it. I'm writing scripts. I'm actually... This is a little bit of proprietary information, but I'm actually doing a collab with somebody. I'm not sure if that's actually going to be the next video, but it's coming. There's a collab with a few somebodies. And I've only done a collab once before, so I'm still kind of new to the whole thing. But yeah, maybe I should start reading. You should. Dog. My suggestions: Absolute Martian Manhunter, number 1, obviously. And Absolute Batman, really. Just those two. That's all you need to get into them, honestly. Get the trades. The trades are out. The collected versions, the volumes. Get those, honestly. You can find them on anything that sells books. They have them. They're good. Please. I implore you. It is worth it. They're so good. They're transforming the medium. So yeah, thanks for everybody for coming. I literally have not been looking at the stream stats this entire time. I'm very proud of that. Because I really don't want to be a person that cares about that type of thing. I'm just here to talk. I literally have not looked. But maybe I'll look now. It's gonna be like 2, I bet. It's gonna be like 2 people are watching. Wait, concurrent? I don't even know. Does it say 48 people? Or 4? No way. Is that 4? It's got to be 49 total, right? I don't believe that. Chat, there's no way. There's no way, chat. Well, I'll figure that out later. I'm just glad. If there's 2 people, I'm happy. That's literally all I care about. There's 2 people to talk about consistently. Thanks for coming. It's fun. Look forward to more streams. Yes, I am setting up doing live ASMR. Still kind of figuring out what my setup would be because I want like a really neutral background. I don't really know how to do that, but I'm figuring it out. And we're gonna have normal. We're gonna have some live ASMR coming. Unscripted. You know what I mean? Unscripted. Imagine. Dog. All right, bye. Thank everyone for coming. Bye.